Oh, wait. I got to do it now. Wait. This is going to be funny. Wait. You ready? I got to do it.
This is awesome. This is amazing. I love it.
It was psychological. It was emotional. Extremely entertaining.
But as always, as we try to say here, as we said, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And as we talk about this video, please like on the video and comment on the video, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Lion Panther Presents. Today we shall be discussing Church Empire as we talk about season 2, episode 3. Yeah. All right. What are we doing with Kingdom Business? I don't even know. What are we doing? You are muted. I fixed that. Boop. There you go. What you got going on, Kim?
I just this episode was a gospel concert, which I don't have any problem with that, but that's not what I tuned in for. I'm tuning in to actually watch a drama, right? So I was like, did we need 2 scenes of the gospel concert at the jail? I was like, I don't think so. You could have been filling that with something else. You know what I mean? Like Essence, being a bridezilla or something, right? I mean, anything other than this. I was like, okay, so let's see. What did we learn? Nothing. Because we already know that Mama had a baby young, right? And and now we hear the baby died. Okay, that is it. It's like we already knew she had a baby young, and that the parents got rid of it, gave it up for adoption, but then the baby died, which I kind of think is a lie. But I guess we'll see that next time. I don't know, but I'm telling you, there was just nothing interesting. Okay, let me not say that. I didn't know that Rebel's name was Rebecca. Okay. All right, her name is Rebecca. Wonderful, right? Okay. I thought her name was just Rebel, but it's Rebecca Bell. Okay. It's wonderful, right? Other than that, and then him and what's his name? The son. Taj, yeah. So Taj, we see every single moment that he's around Rebel that he's falling deeper and deeper in love with her. You can look at him and tell, okay, all right, that was it. Anything else it was unnecessary to me. The talk with the dad, with the mom, I don't care. I don't know why they did this. It was just, I mean, how did you feel? Like, do we need 2 concerts, like 2 scenes with the Now, don't get me wrong, beautiful voices. It was absolutely wonderful, right? To see all the voices sing and all of that, and all the jailbirds looking at them and loving it, okay. But I want to see a drama. In Greenleaf, we would get a church scene, right? That was it. It usually is like towards the end of the show, you get the church scene, right? And then, or you'll get it in the very beginning, and then everything else is the drama, right? I'm not understanding why we need to have back and forth. No. So how did you feel, David?
So to the background of this rant, like I texted Kim because I watched it first, and I said, this episode was kind of, for the most part, it was pointless. And I was questioning whether or not we review this week to week, or we kind of just wait till the season's over so we can see what story they're trying to tell. For the music, I agree with you. The music was great. It really, I mean, much better than the music in the last 2 episodes. Like, these are songs that I could have bought. One of those songs is actually a real famous church song, right? So I get it. And I like the fact that they put the promo for the music at the end of the episode, not at the beginning of the episode. But they don't do what every show that's credible does previously on Kingdom Business to get you ready for this episode. I didn't see that. Like, tell me what's happening before this that I'm supposed to focus on to be like, this is going somewhere. Like, there's a reason that we're watching this. So the story, so you actually got her full name last season. She's actually named after her mother. So that's the thing. So the baby thing. So we saw the fact that an angel came and healed Danita in the hospital, right? And he said, "I'm your son," right? So unless Danita you're muted again. Is that on purpose because of the dogs? Oh
yes, because my dog was barking.
Oh,
sorry.
Right. So I was like, so I'm saying, unless she gave birth to an angel, somehow
well, like all births are angels, David.
Huh?
All births.
Not with healing powers. Not with healing powers.
No, not with healing powers. I wish my grandson could touch my daggone body and heal all the bones that are cracking right now.
If your son could be like, just let me lay hands on you in the hospital, mama, and you'll never have to go to the hospital again.
Not ever.
So the whole conversation with Danita and her mom about her memory is there, but it's not there. So she remembered the fact that she had a baby, and she remembered that they gave away a baby.
Yes.
But somehow she never asked about the baby in 30 years. How's the baby doing? Where'd the baby go? Her mama now tells her, oh, yeah. The baby died of SIDS. Oh, okay. All right. I thought my baby was healthy and happy. I'm like, the baby's fine. The baby healed her in episode 1. Like that's what we're gonna get, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's the daddy?
You know what, David? I was pondering that too, because I was trying to remember. Now, remember we said last week that we know that Caesar is the father of her son, right? But it seems like they're changing the storyline.
So we thought, so just because how these shows went, right? We assumed that Taj was Caesar's son. We assumed that. So we could in this season say they did have a son, but it's the son that they gave away, right? Like, so I know, right? But they're probably going to go that route. But I'm like, unless she remembers, with clearly there are holes in her Swiss cheese memory, Quantum Leap. I'm like, they're ask the question, like for your husband of 20 plus years to be like, yeah, I knew you had a baby. You didn't ask who the daddy was, because he may be around trying to figure out what happened to his kid. Like, these are logical questions. Like, baby didn't come from nowhere unless the Holy Spirit came down and you gave birth to the new Jesus. Well, he's healing you in the hospital. Maybe you did give birth to the new Jesus. I don't know. But I'm like, you would ask that question. What happened to the dad? Does he know? Like, especially if, again, you have amnesia. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what they needed to be talking about.
Yes.
To make this baby think she's not. She's just like, well, I give up the baby. Baby dead. All right, let's move on. Let me get my voice back. I was just like, we're doing too much. Like, and somehow not enough. We're not doing enough with this baby thing. If it's going to be something. And again, we assume that it's Caesar's, because she was with Caesar before she got married, right? So to Calvin.
Yeah.
So we're assuming it's Caesar. And again, we do assume that Taj is the oldest, we believe, and therefore and we thought he was
CJ. I thought CJ's the oldest, right? Because the father said, I remember he said something about, I remember when you first were telling me that you were pregnant. It was like in a sermon she wrote for him at the church. And in the sermon, she put in there that she was pregnant, basically. And in the sermon, she was letting him know that we're about to have our first child. And it was CJ. That's what he said.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. So that means
CJ, and then it's Taj, but that doesn't mean I'm sorry, I'm still holding on to this. I think that Taj could have come from an affair with Caesar. Why get a character? Why get a young man who looks so much like Caesar to be, you know what I mean? And then now all of a sudden you're gonna switch it up and be like, oh no, that's not what it is.
Just because we thought so doesn't mean they're switching it up. But to your point, usually when they have the scene of two men who could be related, who are like, my baby got a big head. Oh, you know what? I had a big head when I was a kid. Like, that's usually how they try to drop the breadcrumbs, to be like, oh my God, you were my dad and this is your grandchild. Like that type of thing.
Even last week when Calvin was like, the dad was like, you are my son. Okay, look, you don't need to declare that, sir. We already know that's your son. But when you're declaring things like that, It's because it's not your son.
It does lead you to believe that maybe it's not. I mean, again, we were together on this. We were together on this. It just they threw in the magical angel. So I'm like, what does this have to do with anything? And where is Angel? Like, if your mom just miraculously healed, and like, shouldn't you be at the church at least? Like, maybe not showing up to her house, but going to the church, next church ceremony. Oh, hey, how you doing? I saw your husband at the thing. Like, insert yourself into your family's life, and let this be a thing by now. Like, by now.
And in the clothes he was wearing, he looked like a security guard. Like, he had a name tag. He had the security guard jacket on, and I was like, "So you see him in your dreams this way? Like, you couldn't have seen him in like a two-piece suit? Like, what?"
Well, I mean, so to the dream thing, like every time she talks to Kirk Franklin, I just feel like, again, he's some type of deity that comes down to like give her wisdom from heaven.
Yes,
like he don't talk like a regular person. Like, Lord, can you send me someone? Is the Holy Spirit here? And then Kirk Franklin's like, hello, I'm the Holy Spirit. What do you need? I can interpret your dreams. I can grant a couple of wishes, and then I'm out. Like, it's like,
Kirk Franklin talks like that anyway, David. That Kirk Franklin is playing Kirk Franklin. Because Kirk Franklin, have you ever seen him literally any interview he's ever done? He talks like that. When him and his wife have this show about gospel people or whatever, he talks just like that. He talks like a gospel robot. And I don't mean any disrespect to the man. The man has made millions of dollars, preaching the word, right? And he makes people feel wonderful, right? But I'm just saying, he's not an actor. He's just not. He is a man of the cloth who knows how to give you the word and make you feel good, right? But when you try to put it on film as him acting, he seems like a robot, like someone is feeding him the lines and he's saying the lines, but there's no emotion. Yeah, exactly.
Like sincerity, like even sincerity. Like, again, it just feel like he's talking on high to her.
Yeah,
like, and I'm like, again, if that's what you're trying to go for. So like, I feel like we're watching Touched by an Angel, or maybe Touched by an Angel. Touched by an Angel. He's the what was her name? The black woman. He's Della Reese in this role. That's what he is.
Yeah, but Della Reese was a great actor.
She was, but like that kind of figure, right? That kind of mentor. That's what I mean. Like, this point, like, that's what he's trying to do, and he's doing too much. Like, he's doing too much. The prison scenes. The prison scenes would have been relevant if it turned into someone truly found the Lord. Caesar said, stop being selfish, rebel. Your voice could lead someone to salvation. That's what he said.
Yeah.
So we should have saw that. We should have saw one of those two people being like, hey, one, you don't just bring a choir, you bring a pastor. Like, it's supposed to be like, they're just the opening act for the preacher, really. But do that, and then someone gives their life to Christ. And then she can be like, oh, I did that, right? Like I inspired someone. You were an iPod. You were a living iPod at that point, and people were like, oh yeah, that was a good song. And then they go back to their cell. Like, you didn't accomplish anything for the Lord. Like, you just entertained these men for a little bit.
But so I think that the way that after she sang the first song, you could tell she had emotions. Like, she was feeling this. She was enjoying it. And the young lady, Soraya, she did a good job, because I was able to see that she was like, oh my God, my voice can do this. Like, us singing I saw that, because she did it, and she did it in her face. She looked around, she did this, and she was like overwhelmed, like, oh my gosh, and that feeling, I feel like the feeling that she got, she was like, oh, I could feel this all the time. And she could feel, that's what a singer wants to feel. The admiration and all that stuff. But like you said, it should move towards her wanting to help people. But I think at that moment, it was helping her to realize that her voice has power to it. If you know what I'm saying? Like, she can.
But this is not her first time singing. Like, she knows her voice. I mean,
she wasn't in front of jail people. She wasn't in front of,
I mean, again, that's not
different. I'm trying to get my camera to work right.
No, it's okay. No, I'm like, I feel like, again, if this was her, like, Taj says, I'm always in the background. I don't sing. Oh, this is my first time singing, right? Yeah. So if she helped him find his voice, and people are and he gets a solo or something, right? So he learns, oh my God, I can be a spotlight person. That's different. She already knows she has a voice. She already knows she can sing. So again, this is supposed to be a holy moment. Like not that she like blesses a person, but if somebody would have been like, I feel it now, and this is more just an entertainment song, then it would have been worth the 2 songs. But to your point of like, we don't need to see this twice. What are we achieving that we didn't achieve the first time? Instead of trying to sell another song that I'm not gonna buy. Like, what are we like? What are we trying? That's what I'm saying. Like, what are we trying to get to? That's what I'm saying. So then, like, she still has not seemed to give a damn about who killed Danny. Like, your friend got murdered. She said one thing about Danny. Well, your dad didn't kill her or something like that, and that was it. Yeah. So I was like, okay, so what about the investigation? Like, what's going on with that? Like, can we get into that? Like, none of that happened. You remember last week when the cop wanted to talk to her and that didn't go anywhere, right? And I'm like, what? Are we doing something with this? Like, are we supposed to care that Danny's still dead? Because she still is. So and then, so again, you're right. The whole Brenda had a baby situation is and then we start off with like Rebel fucking Xavier. Why? Unnecessary scene. I was like, I don't care about this. Like, why am I seeing this? Why are we? Like, for one, she's not even into the dude. They made a point of showing you with the drugs next to her to show she had to be high to even be in the situation. Exactly. Yep. We don't have any kind of context that did he try to like force himself on her? Not that she's being raped or nothing, but like maybe she was like she felt pressured because she's trying to get a job and maybe he's that kind of dude. So we don't even know how consensual this stuff was. Because remember, he tried to fuck her in the strip club. And she was like, I'm not that kind of stripper. I just want to sing to you and give you a lap dance. And I'm like, all right. So then again, as you talked about, the next day, she tries to sing a whole song. And he's like, no, girl, I want your true essence. Oh, okay. But now he like, let's be fucking. So I'm confused. Like, what is happening? But then they had to talk. Once he called her out her name and she got all pissed off or whatever. But once that happened, then she was like, look, I don't want a boyfriend. I don't want all that. She had the conversation with him, right? Basically, like, this is you can't call me a B. I don't appreciate that. And then the next conversation we got with him and her was, I don't want you to be my man. I don't want to be your girl. We can do this, but they can have sex, but she doesn't want a relationship with him. And I think that should have been established before they were in the bed in the first place, right? So, but it doesn't seem, to be honest with you, Xavier doesn't even seem like he's forcing her to do that or Xavier seems like if she wants a boyfriend, he'll do that. If she doesn't want a boyfriend, he'll do that too. You know what I mean? Like, I think he actually likes her. And so I was kind of like, why do we need that first scene? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't need that. It's supposed to build to. So again, the fact that they are established again. First, she was like, "I'm not having sex with you," because he wanted to fuck her that night, right? So I'm like, this is supposed to build into a relationship because she's already talking to her foster mom that I can't be with Taj. So okay, so Xavier is the meantime guy, right? Right. Yeah. Get that, but that you build to something, or you're actively fucking this dude to be laying there like I'm just gonna let this happen. Why are you letting it happen? Like, what? Explain this. Like, so like, what is it? Yeah, like, why are you? Yeah, exactly. She was laying there like, oh my God, like he's like taking a dump on her, and it's like she doesn't really want to do it. If you don't want to do it, Taj is not. I mean, not Taj. Xavier's not raping you. Like, he's not making you do this. So get up. Like, you don't have to do this. Like, I think Xavier would be with her no matter what. What he would, what I'm saying? Or he would work with her because this is supposed to be your boss. Like, this is like he wants to be your producer. So you should be having sex with him anyway if you're trying to have a professional relationship. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's like so again, like, that's my other problem. And it was It was funny, but he'd be like, "You nasty bitch!" Oh my god, that was a Chris Rock joke. That was Chris Rock joke. He was like, sometimes you're talking dirty and you go too far, and she ain't ready for it yet. She's like, "Oh, you called me a bitch." I was like, "Damn it! I thought we were there, and I thought we were having a moment." And sorry,
nope. Because sometimes women don't want to hear that. They shut it down because, I mean, being called that word is not fun, right? Nobody likes that word. Some women get turned on by the word, and some women are like, "Don't! If you ever say that to me, I'm gone." Right?
So I get it's individual and situational.
Yes,
that's what
it
I'm
is.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you one of those nasty hoe moments, you may be like, "Call me a bitch." You don't, but he don't know. We don't know. She don't know him like that. They don't know each other like that, and they just met like last week, as far as we're concerned.
Yeah.
So the sex itself don't make sense. If he's trying to establish a professional relationship with her, it doesn't make sense. If it's just for sex, you shouldn't be working with her unless you're trying to use the business to get her draws.
Mm-hmm.
Which again, the whole "I want to hear your real voice" thing doesn't really make sense. Like, and like he's trying to get to know her. But then I'm like, okay, so she's done with them. She's like, "No, but here's a free watch that I got." And she's like, "Okay, so we can fuck, but we can't be a real couple." I'm like, what? Like have we not learned anything? Like, what?
No, she hasn't. Because she loves Taj, and she knows she loves Taj, but she doesn't really want to be serious with Xavier. She doesn't want to be. That's what I think it is. I think but at the same time, when she was with Taj, she was like, "So how's the wedding plans going?" You know how women do. And it's like, Taj knows he has. When Taj was talking to his dad about the wedding, even his dad was like, his dad peeped it. You're not in love with Essence at all. You're just going through the motions. And in the end, it's gonna make everything worse. But he doesn't know that yet, right? I mean, Taj thinks he's doing what a man should do. You get a woman pregnant, you marry them, and you just keep going, right? Because you have to be there for your child. You can be there for your child without being married. I mean, you just can in this day and age, but I understand it's a church thing. So marry her, be there for your child. You're gonna cheat on Essence with Rebel, and eventually you and Essence are gonna get a divorce, and you'll still be that baby's dad. So we got to go all around the mulberry bush just to get to that part, right?
Just to get there. So last week when they did the whole, like, I felt like a double date. Well, they all met together, right? So it was
yes, I remember.
Right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
We need more of that. If that's what they're gonna do, like if she's using Xavier like, "You're my man for right now," until Taj realizes that we need to be together, then we need more scenes of them together, so you can see Taj kind of being jealous of Xavier, like, to an extent, and then more importantly, Essence can see that and be like, "What?"
The looks,
and again,
because Taj gives a lot of looks. Like when he was doing the songs and stuff, he was looking a lot at her. And then when they were, when they're by themselves and they're on the piano or near the piano, he looks at her a lot, and it's because he loves her. So he looks at her. He doesn't even realize, I think, that he's looking at her like, "I love this woman." Yeah.
And when he's like, "I'm writing a song for you" and stuff, and it's like, and she's like, "Oh," and right, and again, like, so they're trying to develop the relationship. Like, I get that, right? But if they're trying to give another love interest until this one works out, like, Xavier's not it, or they're not doing a good job. They're not doing a good job of developing this relationship. Like, it means something. Like, so, like, we're supposed to care, and this is going to go somewhere until it's not going somewhere. Like, they're not doing a good job with that. But the only reason Rebel mattered in season 1 was, one, she's trying to solve the murder of her friend,
Danny.
And she was fighting with Danita to an extent. Like, and neither one of those are happening right now.
No, we just and be honest with you, like with Danita, right? When I first watched this show, I love Yolanda Adams, period, right? And I was like, I'm loving that she's playing a gospel difficult woman, because I'm not going to say the other word, right?
A diva, a gospel diva.
A diva, exactly. So that's much better, right? Diva. And I love that. I was like, yes, let's see this side of her acting skills, right? And I thought that she did a fabulous job. I was like, yeah, I definitely feel that you're a diva, right? This season, I feel that there's a diva somewhere in there. But but what's happening right now, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand she's going through this amnesia stuff, and like it seems to me like her long-term memory is kind of there, but her short-term is not there.
That's fair.
But I'm just not liking this nice Danita. Like, oh, I love you, CJ. I mean, before her and CJ were like water and vent. I mean, not water.
Yeah, she was
boiling water.
Yeah, she was shitting her. I mean,
Yes.
and she remembered her husband wasn't shit, so she wasn't happy with him either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
It was only ties that she somewhat tolerated. You know what I'm saying? And so to the point, but then he had to go because she was so difficult. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So as we talked about last week, they got her in this, Lucius Lyon season 4, like she's supposed to be nice because she don't remember being mean, like she don't remember who she is.
Yes.
And now her conflict is really her mom. So now it's like her mom is like the diva. First it was the church. Last week it was the church. Like she was trying to take over the church. Now she's trying to take over the record label to an extent.
Right.
Now you find out that she has a $30 million insurance policy on your voice, and for some reason she can't sing. Like I don't understand how getting hit in the head and shot in the side, all of a sudden your voice is messed up. Like you can talk.
Well, you have to remember too. When you go into the hospital and you're in a coma, they put that tube down your throat. Even when you have surgery, I don't know if you have surgery before, but when you have surgery, they put a tube down your throat. So it all depends on the person, to be honest with you, right? That tube rubs your vocal cords. So when they pull that tube out, and they gotta be really careful when they pull that joker out. It kind of scratches them a little bit. So when you come out, you have to drink a lot of water. And as you start to talk, you gotta sound like this. And then eventually you start to sound better. And it could also swell up your vocal cords. Like I said, it all depends on the person. And also it depends on how they pulled it out. I've had someone pull a tube out of my throat where I felt it. Like I'm kind of coming out of anesthesia, and they pulled it so fast that it scratched, right? And it took me like 2 weeks to talk, like really talk. You know what I mean? So it all depends. So I'm thinking that could be it. Also, psychologically, all of that stuff works together, right? So so I'm thinking what they're trying to do is tell us she psychologically is not in the Danita headspace. So she has to get this together to get this together. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
they're gonna give her a while. They're gonna give her a minute to, for us to be like,
that's why she's working through her issues, right? Because so Kurt Franklin, the prophet, was like, hey, you gotta work through your lies, and maybe that Lord will bless you with your voice back or whatever.
Absolutely.
So if they try to tie this together, maybe meeting her secret son will somehow bring, like, he will heal her voice, like somehow seeing him, and all of a sudden she'll start singing again, like maybe at church. It's probably gonna be at church if they go that route.
No, because he's gonna come up there with the light. He's gonna put his hand right there, and it's gonna be like,
it's gonna be like, hey, it's like lay hands on Danita. He's like, I got this, mama. And she's gonna be like, no. It's like, oh my God, my voice is back. Who are you? Jesus. I mean, your son. What's your name?
No, he's gonna come from the back of the church, right? And the mama and the daddy is gonna be right there, and they're gonna, because remember they lied and they said that he's dead, but he's gonna walk up into the church, and the mom and Loretta Devine's mouth is gonna be open, like, and that's how it's gonna go.
So so let's get to this. So we got a story to deal with, because right now I don't know what we're doing, because they totally forgot about CJ and her husband going back and forth about the church. Because again, I think he wanted to be a songwriter or something, and Danita was holding him back or something like that.
I don't remember exactly what it is. I probably need to go back and watch it, but it was a conflict, right, going on between CJ and her husband that somehow has dissipated. It's gone, right? And I'm like, that's not realistic. It doesn't just disappear because mama went into the hospital, right?
You remember? I'm sorry, we're about to review season 1 again. You remember when they had sex in their dead kids' nursery? Like, dude,
I didn't even remember that. No.
that was like because she was having miscarriages, so that was really hurting.
Oh yeah.
the
Okay.
relationship,
Okay.
right?
Okay. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think she just had one like not too recently, and they were like
Yeah.
taking the bed apart and that kind of stuff. And I
Mhm.
was like, they just started having sex. I'm like, what? I was like, this ain't the
You got caught
moment.
up in the moment, huh?
I was like, this ain't it, bro. I'm confused. Like, what we trying to? But I think like that was one of their issues. I remember that, and they're trying to get back together. So I think that's why she was
Yeah.
having some like mental crisis because she kept on having miscarriages. I think.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yeah, Empire did better. I mean, damn it. I mean, it just did it better. Like they had the music, but they also had the drama, and it was more compelling. Tamar Braxton didn't make it in this episode for some reason.
I mean, Tamar, Essence,
yeah.
CJ, we saw her for 10 seconds, right?
Yeah.
I think we saw Calvin more. We saw CJ. I love seeing Loretta Devine. I'm never gonna stop loving to see her, and I love that she is playing the diva that she taught her daughter to be. Right? This is what Loretta Devine's character is. This is what you taught your daughter to be. So when that Danita comes back and puts her mama out, it's gonna be hilarious. Because eventually you know that's gonna happen.
Oh yeah. Once her son maybe her son comes, lays hands on her, all of a sudden she remembers who she is and she kicks her mom's out and it's like, oh my God, you told me my son was dead. Here he is. Da 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 da. Like all that. Now is Louis Gossett Jr. coming back? Because he was only in the first episode. So
I don't know. I mean, if he's like 92, I don't know how much he's gonna be shown. I was happy to see him that one time. God bless him. I'm just like wonderful to see him, right? And he had a couple of lines, which was wonderful too, right? Yeah. So I'm hoping maybe they show him one more time, towards the end of the season, maybe. But I don't know if he's gonna be in there like the whole season.
Oh, definitely not.
It's a lot. It's a lot for him. Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe they kill him. Or maybe they kill him off.
They could they could do that too, right?
So
and keep Loretta Devine on the show.
No. She I mean, like you said, once Danita gets herself back, Mama's gone. I mean, they only have one overbearing mama on the show. So then CJ is going to be being the victim, if you will, of that kind of stuff, like CJ and Taj. So do you think they do the classic? They're at the Taj and Essence are at the wedding, and like Rebel's like, no, it should be us. Like how far you think they make it to the? Do they make it to the vows?
They're gonna make it all the way through. I'm sorry. I feel like they're just gonna go ahead and marry them, but then they have to have drama within the marriage, right? Because Essence at this moment right now, she knows that he loves Rebel. She knows it. You know what I'm saying? Like when she was spying on them, when they were singing together, right? You can tell when your man is interested in another woman. It's the way he looks at her. All the feels are there. It's like a lot of women say, I remember when he used to look at me like that.
Yeah.
Like when you're married, right? Yeah. And you think your husband's out there doing things and he's looking at the chick that he wants to be with, but he's with you. That women can tell. And Essence knows with all of her being, he loves her. Like he told his dad, I love her. And his dad said, are you in love with her? And Taj was like, I love her. That's completely different. So, you know what I'm saying? So Essence knows that.
It's like I said, none of that she didn't confront him when she saw them singing together and that kind of thing. To your point, right? No. So I feel like she can see that he may be interested, but like we're not getting Essence being insecure, talking to a friend, like something to be like, hey girl, like I think I see something going on here, and I'm not. Maybe she talks to CJ. Maybe she talks to CJ just to kind of feel it out. Like, hey,
it's coming. I think she is gonna definitely have conversations about it. Absolutely, she has to. Like, you can't hold that in. You know your man. You can't hold it in. But you can't not marry him though. You
we
can't.
need that. We need like I'm preparing for this wedding, you know what I'm saying? But I still feel like there's something wrong here, right? Or going to like some of the prenatal stuff or something, but just to be like make her more relevant and give me some more drama to deal with. Because right now I just got Xavier giving it to Rebel. And she got to watch again. She got a free watch, and she's like, "It's okay. We can work this out. People change." I was like, "Who just called you a bitch for no reason?" Like, it wasn't even one of those kind of bitch moments. Like, she was just laying there. I was like, "This ain't."
It was so stale. I was like, I could see if it was like, you know, like a Tommy and Letitia, or like or like James and Angela moment, right?
Oh,
and then he goes and grabs Angela's hands like, bitch, you know, something like that. But it wasn't. It was not.
What he should have said, do you want to be here? Like, are you okay? Like, how do you look at a woman just laying there like a fish and like staring up at you and think this is a nasty bitch moment? Like, there's no way. And for him to be like, I don't know why I said it. I just listen to my own music.
She was actually looking this way. She was like looking like,
yes.
Like, when is this gonna be over? Yeah.
Right. Like, there's no reasonable man that could look at that and be like, oh, she's into this nasty stuff. Like, it was just unnecessary. It was unnecessary and it was irritating. So let's not do that no more. Let's not do anything.
Please
take her back. Take her back to the strip club. If that's what we're gonna do. Just have her dance. Just have her dance.
Well, see, I think that they might be getting rid of that portion because of what she was saying, that she realizes that she doesn't have to do that. Yeah. So it's like I don't know if she's gonna go back. I think she might have to go. I think what's his name, Dax or whatever. I think he might try to pull her back.
Oh,
but
Dax.
Dax, yeah. But she's not gonna want to do it, and you know what I'm saying. It's gonna be like a tug of war. Like, I'll do this, but I'm not gonna do that. You know, that kind of thing.
Well, again, she came to him. So I mean, it ain't too. That's what I'm saying. So maybe the prison finally showed her that the gospel music thing. Like, you can still do music without taking your clothes off, without showing your body, and this is where she wants to be. I don't know.
Well, that's what she said. She said, "I think I made a mistake by going back." She said that.
So hopefully we can get on the right track. And I don't know. We need more. We need more something. And if she ain't worried about Danny's murderer, then let's just solve this thing so we can just move on to something else. Because now we got Calvin out there beating up the chief of police. And I'm like, what?
When he hit him with the bat, I was like, Lord Jesus, what is happening right here?
I'm like, come on, Pastor. I mean, what you shouldn't you have people for that? I was like, anyway. So we got to see where this goes. And they're already threatening his family. I don't know. We'll see what happens episode 4. Do you know how many episodes this season is supposed to be?
I don't know. I mean, I could look it up, but I don't think they're showing it online. How many episodes is going to be, which is weird, but they should. Yeah, let's see. Episode guide. We got they just showing up to 4 right now. Yeah, they're not showing how many it's going to be.
All right. So I think they did a better last season where they just gave us like a group of episodes, and then so it seemed like a story.
Oh, wait, it says 6. I just typed in how many episodes of season 2. It says 6.
All right, well, there you go. All right.
Wow, so they had 8 last time.
I thought, yeah, right. It wasn't like 4 and 4.
Yeah, that's not good.
I don't know. Anyway, guys, we will be here either way and just work through this thing. I don't know. Empire did better. Kim,
okay, yeah, they did because we had 8 for first season, and now they're giving them 6. That's never a good sign. That's never a good sign. Like,
I mean, so maybe it's gonna kick up. Maybe episode 4 they're gonna rev this thing up, and it's gonna be something. I don't know. Do we get trailers? I can't find it. I don't know.
I don't understand why they just don't go ahead and run the whole series. Like, just give us all the episodes.
Just binge it. Just binge this show so we can see the whole thing. Because this week by week thing is not working for you. The how they write these episodes are not week by week reviews. But by no means. By no means. So
there's no meat to them. There's no meat. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else for this?
No, absolutely not. I just hope the next episode is. I do like the singing. Don't get me wrong. I do enjoy it, but I think we could have maybe one really great song, and then we can just get into the drama and the nitty gritty of the whole thing. I think,
or find some. Just find some drama to get into. What is the point of the season? We're still trying to figure that out. All right, Kim. I will see you tomorrow for Only Murders in the Building.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Have a good evenings.
All
right, everyone. That's it for this. We'll figure out what Church Empire is doing. We'll work through it either way. Tomorrow we're doing Invincible with Chris, and then I'm doing Only Murders in the Building with Kim and Jamani. And then we'll be done for the week. And then we'll see what's going to happen next weekend. I may or may not be on camera. I got some things going on. We will figure it out. But anyway, you guys have a good evening, and I hope to see you tomorrow. I will say thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. I see people watching us in the chat.
I enjoy the view very much. I don't know what the fuck I was watching.
Rewatch this when we're done. Rewatch this. You'll see what we're talking about. You'll be like, oh shit.
Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
Go ahead.
Oh shit.
Casey, do your thing. Fuck that shit.
Anyway, please like and share and comment on the video and all that kinds of stuff. As they say, we're just going to end this broadcast and say bye.